Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today I'm going to be going over my final wildcard draft for Game Week 9, barring any injury updates or anything like that before the deadline. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Leave a comment. Are you a fan of my wildcard draft? Are you played the wildcard this week? Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So starting things off, in goal I have Gaeta once again paired with Ward. Honestly, the goalkeeper dilemma for the Game Week 9 wildcard has been horrible. I'm still not happy about my choice. I know if I go Gaeta, then Pope will do really well. I know if I go Pope, then Gaeta will do really well. It's just one of those things that's going to happen. And I don't think there's really a right answer. They've both got decent fixtures. Pope is the better keeper. He's a bit more expensive. But at the same time, you know, that run of fixtures for Crystal Palace after the Chelsea game is just really, really nice. I know their expected goals conceded has been terrible. I think it's in the bottom 5, but they have played some tough teams in those first, like, 8 or so game weeks. So I don't know if it's the right choice, but he's cheap. He's 4.5, and again, if things go wrong, I could use a transfer to get rid of him. I've still got 1.2 in the bank. Obviously, I don't like making goalkeeper transfers when I'm not on like a wild card or whatever, or a free hit, but at the same time, it might have to happen. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with Gaeta. There are other options like Saar, Fabianski, but the only problem with that is Fabianski's like 5 mil, plus he plays Liverpool in the blank, so it's not great. And I could go Saar, but the fixtures just aren't really as good. I know Wolves have been really good, but with Collins getting that red card, will their defense not be as good? It's all these different variables kind of going on. So I've just gone Gaeta and Ward. Again, Ward's back in the team just because he is technically the playing goalkeeper. He might lose a spot to Iverson. I could easily see that happening. We'll have to see what happens there. But those are my keepers. The back line consists of James, Soufal, Cancelo, Trippier, and Kilman. So I made a couple of changes at the back. Again, I've just brought Soufal in as a bit of a bench option. I know he plays Liverpool in that blank, which, you know, isn't ideal. But I think during that blank, just having, you know, 11 players will be ideal, really. And you never know. Liverpool haven't been great this season. I know Liverpool away is probably arguably one of the worst fixtures out of the whole season, but it's just going to be a playing player, and I could use a transfer to get rid of him that game week. I could easily bring in somebody else, so, you know, it's not the end of the world. He's just going to be there just simply because they do have like Bournemouth at home, Southampton away, in that kind of run of fixtures, so he could be really nice as a bench option, like when like City and Liverpool play in game week what is that, game week 12 or game week 11, whatever it is. Like, you've got Southampton away for Soufal, so it's just a really nice option to have. But either way, that's the back line with Trippier and Kilman as well. Again, Kilman is another bench option just because he's got like Forest and Leicester at home and stuff in the next 5. Just useful to have just in case I get an injury or something. It's just a nice bench option. And again, Wolves have been okay at the back. They've been pretty solid. I think they conceded like the least, like one of the least amount of goals this season until obviously the 3-0 thrashing from City. But again, that's because of a red card. We'll have to see what happens with Collins and stuff. But he should be back for like the Forest game and stuff. But either way, that's the back line there. The midfield consists of Martinelli, Zaha, Maddison, De Bruyne, and Andreas Pereira. So yeah, this whole kind of Salah or Son situation, I've just decided to scrap it completely and go with De Bruyne. His chances being like created this season have been phenomenal. Like, obviously he's being overshadowed by Haaland, but De Bruyne is actually having a really, really good season as well. So I do not mind having him until like potentially the Liverpool game or the blank or something like that, and then just getting rid of him and then bringing in Son and then bringing in Salah. And I think that's just going to be the way that my transfers kind of work. But yeah, United at home and then Southampton at home. I just really want triple City for that Southampton at home game. I think that could be an absolute bloodbath. We all know that Southampton do like conceding 9 goals every now and again, so hopefully if it's during this City game, then we'll be very, very happy if I have 3 of those players. So yeah, really happy just to have De Bruyne there, and again, easily can go to Son for the Liverpool game when they play Everton, and then obviously have him for the blank. I know that Spurs have, I think it's United away in the blank, which isn't the greatest fixture, but it's just a playing player, and you know that blank is going to be a tough one to kind of get around with all these different City players that I have. And then yeah, Maddison and Zaha are just staples on this wildcard draft. They haven't changed at all since I clicked the button. Martinelli I'm not going to get rid of. I think he's just too good of an option for that price point. And yeah, Andreas Pereira, again, just a cheap enabler there. So that's the midfield. And then up top, hasn't changed either. Tony, who actually just got a price rise. I think he's 7.3 now. Mitrovic, and then Haaland. So yeah, really happy with the price rise to get him in before that. Mitrovic, I don't know if he's close to getting a price rise. I'll have to check the price, FPL price indicator thingy. And then yeah, Haaland obviously just a staple as well. So that's my Game Week 9 wildcard at this moment in time. I'm pretty sure it's going to stay like this, barring any injury news. Again, Mitrovic did kind of have a bandaged foot at the end of the last game, but again, that might have just been a precaution. We'll see what happens in the press conferences and stuff. But I think I'm going to go with this team unless we get any big injury updates. So let's go over to FPL Team. So this is what my team obviously looks like for Game Week 9. And I know it says like 8 out of 1 transfers, but obviously I'm using my wildcard this week. So obviously this is my Game Week 9 team. So I could play Ward instead of Gaeta this week, but I think Forest will score against Leicester. You know, Forest have been awful at the back, but we've still been scoring goals. So I think there's not really any reason to play Ward this week. I think Gaeta, I think they're both going to concede. It's just Gaeta will probably face more shots, so potentially could get an extra point or something. It's not really a great kind of situation to be in for goalkeepers this week. It's more for the fixtures after. So anyway, that's Game Week 9. Going into Game Week 10, this is what I'm shaping up to have. So Gaeta with Leeds at home, James, Cancelo, Trippier, all got okay fixtures. De Bruyne, Southampton, Maddison, Bournemouth, Zaha, Leeds. Martinelli with Liverpool at home is the only like tough fixture. I could play Soufal instead with Fulham at home that week, but I don't know. I think Arsenal are definitely capable of scoring against Liverpool. So I'm not really too bothered about that. And then, yeah, Mitrovic with West Ham away. Haaland obviously going to be my captain that week. And then Tony with Newcastle away. The bench players, again, just there, just for obviously bench fodder and stuff. But yeah, Soufal could play him instead of Martinelli, but I don't think I would do. And then going into Game Week 11, we've got Gaeta with Leicester away. James with Villa away. And then we've got Cancelo, Liverpool away. Trippier, United away. This is the tough kind of week because you've got Liverpool and City playing each other. Always a difficult one to kind of alternate between. But I guess instead of Trippier, I would obviously play Kilman, who's got Forest away. I've got Soufal with Southampton away as well. So I could obviously, for this week, get rid of De Bruyne and bring in Son this week. Which obviously I would have enough for because I've got 2 free transfers. So I'd bring Son in this week with Everton at home. I still have 1.6 million in the bank. Of course, I need enough to be able to upgrade to Salah later on. But that would be 1 transfer being made. So then I'd have obviously a decent midfield there. Up top would be fine apart from Haaland, Liverpool away. But, you know, apart from the City players, that's like a really good 11. And I do still have like Andreas with Bournemouth at home that I could play as like first on my bench, or Soufal with Southampton away. Either way, like I've got really two really good bench options just in case. Like I could play Soufal instead of Kilman, but I don't know, Forest at home is probably a little bit better than Southampton away. I don't know, like either way, it could be a clean sheet. And then Game Week 12, we of course do have the blank. So this would be the one that I have to like kind of alternate with and stuff. So obviously I'd play Haaland on the bench, I'd have Cancelo on the bench, and then I'd have Martinelli on the bench as well. So I would be able to field 11. I'd still have 2 free transfers as well. So if I did want to mix things up a little bit, like get rid of Soufal or something, like the only tough fixtures here really are Soufal, Liverpool away. United away could be tough as well, and then Chelsea at home. But I think Tony's capable of scoring against Chelsea 100%. And then honestly, captaincy this week will be really tough as well. I have no idea who I would captain this week. That's going to be an interesting week. But yeah, Liverpool away. I'm not sure like all the teams' fixtures there, but I could easily change Soufal that week. And then going into Game Week 13 after the blank, I'd get rid of Son for Salah, who would obviously have a decent fixture that week. Nottingham Forest away. I need Salah for that week. And this is where things get tough as well then, because you kind of want to bring in like Trent and stuff as well. But Cancelo's still got Brighton at home, which is arguably a really good fixture too. And obviously I'm going to play Haaland as well, so I'd probably bench, I don't know, probably, if I don't get rid of Soufal that week, then I'd obviously play him at home to Bournemouth, but I'd probably get rid of, I don't know, Kilman that week or something. And then that'd be for my Game Week Game Week 13 team. So I only used 1 transfer then as well. So going into Game Week 14, I've still got 2 free transfers again. Gaeta, Southampton at home. Fixtures looking really nice again. Obviously, Maddison plays City, but, you know, I could easily play Trippier that week instead. And then I've got Brentford away for Kilman. I'd probably not play him because I've got Tony at home. Soufal's got, you know, United away. I could play Pereira at home to Everton. Could play Kilman. Not really a massive problem there. I mean, Maddison could score against City, there's nothing wrong with that, but either way, to play it safer, this is probably what I'd run up with. I'm just going to go up to game week 16, by the way, which is when we get all the free transfers and stuff. And then this is game week 15, still got 2 free transfers. Again, injuries could happen and change everything, but this is just kind of worst, like the best case scenario. So would I play Mitrovic against City away? Potentially not, but I could play Maddison instead. And then, you know, all the fixtures there are still okay. I've got Salah against Tottenham, but obviously I'm going to play him. And then obviously game week 16 is when we have all the free transfers and stuff. So honestly, up to game week 16 is really decent. So I actually really like the draft. I don't think there's really any problems with it. I can easily like alternate between things. I've usually always got enough transfers in the bank as well in case anything goes wrong. The only big question is what do I do with Soufal and Liverpool away, because obviously the week after he's got Bournemouth at home and I'd really like to play him. But you know, if I didn't have him, I could easily just play Kilman at Leicester at home, so it's not a massive problem. So I do really like this draft. Again, the main thing is just getting rid of De Bruyne for Son and then Salah to kind of alternate between the kind of blanks and stuff like that. And again, I'll get Salah back in. The only problem as well is, you know, what do I do with Trent? Because obviously I really want, I kind of really want Trent back in my team with these fixtures they've got, because obviously Liverpool will have Forest, then Leeds, then Spurs, and Southampton, Villa, Leicester. Like, that's just such a good run of fixtures for Trent. So yeah, that's the only one I have to kind of figure out as well. I really don't know, because I still want Cancelo, so I don't know, maybe I'd have to take a hit elsewhere or something and then bring in Trent. We'll have to see. But either way, that's going to be my game week 9 wildcard draft and all my like kind of, I guess, transfers up until game week 16 when we all get free transfers and stuff. So I'm kind of settled on it. Again, I'll do my final thoughts video on Friday. Content's kind of been really weird over the international break. I've only really been doing wildcard drafts, but again, there's not really too much else to talk about. Of course, there's like transfers and stuff like that, but obviously there's a lot of much better content creators making videos about that and stuff, so obviously they're probably better to watch in case of that. But either way, that's going to be everything from me. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Let's try and hit 50 likes, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and until next time, peace.